organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up this morning on this edition of Daily Iowan TV, voter registration is made easy for those who are still on the fence. And later, millennials are taking organic food to a new level.
We've got some big awards to share and a look at the freshmen of Iowa basketball.
All the way from Kinnick to the Old Capitol, Daily Iowan TV starts right now. Good morning and thank you for joining us this Tuesday morning. I'm Andrew Roberts. Donna Brazile, a Democratic strategist, has resigned from her position with CNN following claims that she leaked debate questions to members of Hillary Clinton's campaign during the primaries. Hacked emails from WikiLeaks surfaced Monday showing that Brazile released questions to the Clinton campaign regarding the Flint, Michigan crisis and the debate between Senator Bernie Sanders and Secretary Hillary Clinton. Brazile has been under fire before for allegedly tipping off Clinton that there would be a question regarding the death penalty at a town hall event. It is the first of the month and the election is only 1 week away. Registering to vote has now gotten easier and can even be done in the comfort of your own home. In order to help young voters and encourage them to get their vote in, University of Iowa's student government has partnered with TurboVote. Daily Iowan TV reporter Carly Hanna has more.
The University of Iowa is trying hard to ensure student participation in this year's election. The University of Iowa student government announced last Thursday that their new partnership with TurboVote, a website known as the Netflix of voter registration, will make the process a cinch for students. UISG Governmental Relations Committee Chair Mitchell Dunn says that students will now be able to register without even leaving the comfort of their dorm rooms.
TurboVote is an online application provided by the nonprofit Democracy Works that makes it really easy for students to first register to vote and then second reminds them how, when, and where to vote. You first go to our TurboVote site, uiowa.turbovote.org, or you click register to vote on My UI. It'll ask you what your name is, so you'd fill in your name. You give it a phone number or an email address so that it can remind you of elections and deadlines. And then it'll ask you if you want to register to vote online if you have an Iowa driver's license.
From TurboVote to many student organizations handing out vote early flyers on the Pennacrest, the university is making sure students have all of the resources that they need to get out and vote. UI Democratic Party member Caitlin Inchanusi stresses the importance of student voting and tells us why she believes that every student should register and head to the polls.
I think it's really important for young people to vote and change politics and shape how their world's going to be.
UISG recommends that students register as soon as possible to ensure that the registration is processed before Election Day. Carly Hanna, Daily Iowan TV.
A local advocacy organization has partnered with Johnson County to make voting easier for those with disabilities on Election Day. Iowans with Disabilities in Action gave Johnson County a grant to fund services with people with disability come Election Day. With the money from the grant, Coralville and Iowa City municipal buses will be providing free rides for disabled voters to get to their polling station on November 8th. Passes for Seats Transportation Services can also be attained for Election Day. Anyone hoping to use the Seats Transportation Service should contact Seats Paratransit for Johnson County at 319-339-6125 to make a reservation. Well, for the 1st of November, I certainly noticed quite a few people wearing warm weather outfits, and Ryan Scott is standing by in the weather studio to tell us more about why this weather is so warm. Ryan?
That's very true, Andrew. It's going to be really warm this week with highs around the mid to upper 60s. But let's get to our afternoon forecast. Our afternoon high will be in the low 70s with mostly cloudy skies. Our evening will cool down to the low 60s, and we have a slight chance of showers later in the night. And tomorrow morning we'll kick off the day with temperatures in the mid-50s with a high chance of thunderstorms. Now let's take a look at our 6-day forecast. Our temperatures aren't looking very fall-like this week. Wednesday, highs in the low 60s with thunderstorms on the radar. Thursday, highs in the mid-60s and skies will clear up. More of this on Friday, more of the same. We'll see highs in the mid to upper 60s with sunny skies. Our weekend will be warm and sunny with highs in the mid to upper 60s. And Monday, we'll start the week off with a high in the mid 60s with partly cloudy skies. That's all we've got here in the weather studio. Andrew, back to you.
The Old Capitol is still under construction and has shown no signs of slowing down, but one part is up and running for the people of Iowa City. With the current construction on the exterior of the building, the museum staff has been placing signs outside of the building to tell visitors that they are still open. Their goal is to drive more traffic into the museum. This isn't the first time the museum is experiencing major renovations to the Old Capitol.
There have been several major renovations to the building. But yeah, we've had construction before, especially after the fire in 2001.
Construction began back in July and is scheduled to wrap up in December. Millennials are becoming big supporters of organically grown foods, helping the market grow almost 9% in 5 years. Daily Iowan TV reporter Asia Witt checks out the produce in Iowa City.
16, more Americans are choosing to shop for organic, locally grown products. This food is primarily free from chemical pesticides and synthetic ingredients, making organic food a lot healthier for you.
There's a certain ripeness, freshness factor to organic foods that are picked the same day that as you consume them. They taste better, and they tend to have higher vitamin and mineral nutrient qualities to them.
Because organic food takes more time and effort to produce, it is traditionally more expensive than conventional food. And unlike many fast food restaurants that have surprisingly began accepting food stamps, most organic grocery stores still don't. Along with the lack of organic grocery stores in lower-income neighborhoods, this can limit who is able to eat healthy. As the availability of organic food increases, we will likely see a decrease in its prices.
As more organic is available and there's more demand for it, the efficiencies are going to start helping to level that playing field.
In Iowa City, there are currently 4 organic grocery stores. One offers restaurant-quality food and catering at reasonable prices. The University of Iowa will be hosting its 16th annual Organic Conference, November 13th through the 14th. This is a joint venture with Iowa State University and a chance for producers and experts from around the country to share their tips on organic producing and methods of organic operations. This is Asia Witt, Daily Iowan TV.
After a week off of play, the Iowa Hawkeyes football team returns to action at Penn State, and Mary Kate Harrian has more in our sports studio.
Thanks, Andrew. Although the football team didn't have a game this weekend, the Iowa women's volleyball team had 2 huge victories both Friday and Saturday, and one of their key players was Reagan Coyle. It was announced Monday that Coyle has been named Big Ten Player of the Week. This marks the first time an Iowa volleyball student athlete has been named Player of the Week since 2012. Last weekend, Coyle had 32 kills and 6 blocks over 9 sets. And even after coming off of a bye week, 2 Iowa football players are being recognized for their performances this season. It was announced on Monday that Josie Jewell has been named a semifinalist for the 2016 Buckus Award. This award is given to the nation's best linebacker every year. Jewell sits at a second in the Big Ten with 77 tackles and matched his career high 16 stops against Wisconsin in Week 8. Finalists for the award will be announced Monday, November 21st, and the winner will be announced before or on December 6th. It was also announced on Monday that Desmond King has been named a semifinalist for the 2016 Bednarik Award, which is presented every year to college football's most outstanding defensive player of the year. This is the 3rd award King has been nominated for this season. After 8 weeks, he has recorded 26 solo tackles, 6 pass breakups, a 41-yard interception return for a touchdown, and a 77-yard kickoff return. 3 finalists will be announced for the award on November 21st, and winners will be announced during the Home Depot College Football Award Show on December 8th, which will be broadcast live on ESPN. In Iowa basketball news, Iowa basketball has been waiting for it to be the game of the week for almost 2 months now, and it is finally happening this week. The team will host an exhibition game against Regis University on Friday at 7 p.m., but the Hawkeyes are going to look a little different with only one returning starter, Peter Jacques. Taylor Brooks starts off our men's basketball coverage as she introduces us to the 7 freshmen that were added to the roster this year.
The 7 freshmen Iowa has on their team could easily become the Magnificent 7 as time goes on.
If you look at them, every one of them has a chance to be special. And so how soon will that happen? Well, they're going to get a chance. They're going to play, and I'm going to play them, so we'll see how it ends up.
What could happen is a few of them appear in the starting lineup for Coach McCaffrey. One of them being Tyler Cook, ESPN's number 38 player in his recruiting class, and easily one of Iowa's best recruits they've ever gotten.
I think he's capable of being a star. I really do. And, you know, you guys have been around me, know that I say what I think typically. So it's not like let's go easy and not push him. I think I have a responsibility, to be honest. I mean, I think he's an impact player.
Expectations I have for myself are bigger than anybody else's. So, there's a little bit of pressure. People talk to me a lot, try to kind of gas me up a little bit, but I mean, nothing's really affecting me. So just make sure I come out and work hard and do everything I can to help the team is what I focus on.
Another freshman that could see a starting spot is Jordan Bohannon. The Mr. Iowa basketball of 2016 could see a dual point guard role at the start of the season.
It's competing every day. I think that's the main thing. You just got to compete and grind every single possession, every single second you're on the court, and just can't take anything for granted.
I think, Christian and Jordan together would be really good, especially with the way that Jordan shoots the three.
The rest filed down the line. That includes Maish Daly, Isaiah Moss, who served a redshirt last season, Riley Till, Cordell Pemsel, and 6'10" Ryan Craner, who could see playing time as the big man in the center.
When you get a big guy that is as active as he is with his feet, I mean, he sprints back, he runs down the floor, he's constantly moving, he's up, he's back, he's over. It's hard to get those guys to do that sometimes because they tire. He's got incredible stamina for a guy that big.
There may be big shoes to fill, as these freshmen have already seen, but they have the potential to fit right in. Reporting with Iowa basketball, this has been Taylor Brooks with Daily Iowan TV Sports.
On Thursday, Taylor hashes out the upperclassmen in the squad and what type of impact they will need to make in order to keep this team intact. The Grid Club in Davenport has been active for 70 years, with the main priority being on local sports. With basketball season right around the corner, the Grid Club has invited Bobby Hansen to come and get the locals ready for the campaign.
The Davenport Grid Club was established in 1946 and is known as the longest-running sports luncheon in Iowa. Guest speakers from all over the area come to talk about local sports, including the University of Iowa. Monday's guest speaker was Bobby Hansen, play-by-play announcer for the Iowa basketball team, and he gave a preview of what's expected from this year's Iowa basketball team.
The first guy that jumps off the page is Tyler Cook, the incoming freshman, and he's been written about and talked about a lot, but he's a real deal. He looks like he's trying to dunk over the top of you on every time he catches the ball. He can step out and shoot threes. He can take it off the glass and start the fast break. So you start with Tyler Cook, it's going to be a star. This is going to be a young basketball team with two seniors, I guess, with Dale Jones and Peter Jock in there. So it's going to be the development, how that team comes together, how guys jump into their role, how quickly.
The club is aimed to reach out to the community and promote local sports, something that was key in the founding of the Grid Club.
When Doc Barrett started this back in 1946, it always about Iowa. So the main function was a speaker from the University of Iowa. And we've been very fortunate.
The people that have been doing it for 70 years, this is year number 70. You get these speakers that come in here and similar to iClubs, different in that it's a lunch, but you're reaching out on a grassroots level to fire up a fan base and to give them a little inside information.
By bringing in key speakers and keeping the focus on the community, the Davenport Grid Club is here to stay. Reporting from Davenport, this has been John Leo, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
The club itself is looking for younger members to hop on board and keep the tradition and club running for many more decades. Make sure to tune in tomorrow because Iowa football is finally back. Andrew, back to you.
That is it for our Tuesday edition of Daily Iowan TV. Be sure to check us out live every day at 8:30 a.m. at daily-iowan.com. Also, be sure to pick up a copy of today's Daily Iowan for all of the latest Iowa City news. Thanks for watching and have a great day.